brands, advertising, media, PR, brand and focus, industry conversation, and the entire gamut of integrated marketing communications business. It's a business show with glamour and grandeur. We serve you hot and sizzling with all ingredients in the mix. Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
First on Marketing Edge on TV is Brand News, where we bring you the latest developments around brands and in the field of advertising, marketing, and communication in Nigeria and around the world. Now on Brand News. Amber, a leading and premium energy drink on the stable of Amber Energy Drinks Limited, has launched a web game called Amber Rush, a gaming app that seeks to entertain, relieve, and reward its teeming consumers as part of activities marking its one-year anniversary in the Nigerian energy drinks market. The game, which was formally unveiled last week, is a major driver of the brand's one-year anniversary, aimed at creating awareness, arousing interest while inciting more consumers' purchase, and also further bonding with the key target audience. It would be recalled that Amber Energy Drink was introduced into the Nigerian market June last year in the thick of the corona pandemic. No sooner was it introduced than it began to gain traction in the market, as well as lots of excitement. Commenting on the new innovation, General Manager of Amber Energy Drinks Limited, Ms. Titilola Adedeji, said the game is a representation of what Amber stands for, which includes stimulating the energy in consumers and tapping into the company's TG's active lifestyle, social connections, and digital convenience. Following the decision of the federal government to place a ban on microblogging site Twitter, telcos including MTN, Airtel, Glo, and 9Mobile have begun the process of blocking their subscribers from accessing the social media platform. Earlier in the week, Twitter had deleted a post by President Muhammadu Buhari citing a breach of its community rules, as the post insinuated war and injustice. With about 61.4% of Nigerian social media users on Twitter, the reaction which followed the president's tweet further fueled the site's decision to delete the post. According to the telecommunication companies, this move comes after they received a directive from the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) to block subscriber access. The directive, which was given to mobile network operators in the country under the aegis of the Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria, entitled Order to Suspend Access to Twitter, was jointly signed by Outing Chairman Benga Adebayo and Outing Executive Secretary Gbolahan Sanni. First Bank of Nigeria Limited, Nigeria's premier and leading financial inclusion services provider, has been ranked the second most admired financial services brand in Africa for the second straight year at the 2021 Brand Africa 100 Africa's Best Brand event held on African Day, 25th May 2021. Brand Africa is an intergenerational movement to inspire a great Africa through promoting a positive image of Africa, celebrating its diversity and driving its competitiveness. It is a brand-led movement which recognizes that in the 21st century, brands are an asset and vector of image, reputation, and competitiveness of nations. With over 127 years of being woven into the fabric of society, First Bank has been at the forefront of promoting growth and development in the country, extending its financial services footprints through subsidiaries to over half a dozen countries across 3 continents. The bank's international business presence include FBN Bank UK Limited in London and Paris, FBN Bank in the Republic of Congo, Ghana, the Gambia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Senegal, as well as a representative office in Belgium. Well, that was brand news. Brand in focus after this break.
Here today, gone tomorrow. 'Cause you're volatile like the water. And you promise what you don't know. Sometimes it's right and then it's so wrong. Them go do like say them why. Will promise you the world. My brother all now worship. Upon all no be open eye. I see no be water. Like he'll be letter.
The smartphone network.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
Now on Brand in Focus. Adapting a product or service brand to suit cultural needs and expectations obviously isn't as simple as just adapting a clothing range to suit different climates or tweaking a recipe to cater to a local palate. An ad may be well crafted and suitable in one native market, but could fail woefully in another. Culturally sensitive advertisements that resonate with their target audience have become a vital part of contemporary corporate marketing arsenal. In advertising and marketing, cultural sensitivity means learning to appreciate the cultural differences and similarities among various markets that a brand operates in. A recent study commissioned by CMO Council revealed how successful global brands including Pepsico, Visa, and Johnson & Johnson use cultural sensitivity in order to stand out from the crowd, add value to their brand, and remain relevant to their international customers. Losing disgruntled customers after releasing a culturally inappropriate ad can significantly impact a brand's bottom line, and a mere cultural blunder could alienate an audience. In short, cultural ignorance or omission is not an excuse in advertising campaigns. Misunderstanding or omitting the cultural needs of a target market can have a negative impact on how a product or service is received. So, how can an ad campaign appeal to many varied audience or markets? How can a brand understand the finer nuance of a given local culture? Insights into the national and ethnic values of a country offers great opportunities for advertising and marketing success for two reasons. Firstly, because the brand can adapt its communication model and positioning to the cultural context and tailor it to the local demand that is based on it. And secondly, because a brand can leverage existing values, prejudice, and people in such a way that it can gain positive attention. To maintain a competitive edge in any market, brands must make continued efforts to learn, understand, and represent the local culture and custom in their ad campaigns. If a company intends to market its brands to different culture and foster brands' loyalty with local customers, a copy and paste approach to its brand's message or marketing campaign will pose significant challenges. For a product or service brand to be successful internationally, implementing a cultural sensitivity strategy within its wider marketing objective in each market will allow it to stand out from the crowd and remain competitive. When house branding focus, next is industry conversation, where we have discussions around brands and, of course, with prominent individuals who have made tremendous impact in the field of advertising, marketing, and communication. Well, industry conversation comes to you after this break.
You won't go shake your body. Instead, they make it calm down. It a form say you sabi. You want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you not to pass me your power. You want to show yourself, oh. But yeah.
whatever your size. Find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
Hello there and welcome to Industry Conversation, a segment on Marketing Edge on TV, where we have one-on-one interactions with distinguished personalities who have made tremendous impact in the business of brand management and in the management of brand business. Well, today on Industry Conversation, we have with us the Marketing Director of COCA-COLA Nigeria Limited, Gbolahan Sanni. So pleased to have you with us.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Well, Gbolahan Sanni is the Marketing Director of COCA-COLA Nigeria. He's a renowned marketing expert who, proud to his promotion, was the Global Still Beverage Manager of the company. He joined the company as a Senior Brand Manager and moved up the ladder to his current position due to his dedication and contribution to the growth of the company. Welcome again to Industry Conversation.
Thank you, Gary.
And congratulations.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Okay, and congratulations on your well-deserved appointment as the new Marketing Director of COCA-COLA Nigeria Limited.
Thank you.
Well, I can see that you've had varied experiences in the past, but before we go there, did you envision that a time like this will come when you would, be stepping into that shoes, becoming the Marketing Director of COCA-COLA Nigeria?
The answer to that is yes. I mean, you work hard for it, you hope for it, and then you work towards it. So I've always had it in my career plan to reach the peak of the profession. And so I've taken the steps that help me to get there, which is working hard, seeking feedback, putting that feedback, seeking the right experiences that help me get in there. So, I'm glad that it's happened eventually.
Okay. You've had experiences, promoting brands within and outside the country. How will these experiences bear on your new position as the Marketing Director of COCA-COLA Nigeria Limited?
I think, like you said, it's about the experiences. It's about learning and relearning what it is that I have done over the past couple of years. I have worked in different elements of marketing, in different functions within marketing, from revenue growth management to working on the brands, to building campaigns, to working with agencies, to working with our bottling partner, the Nigerian bottling company, to achieve those objectives. So all in all, it's really just making sure that I bring those experiences to bear. The objective is really to build loved brands, do it sustainably, and make sure that we drive value for the company. So all of the years in which I have worked within Coke, I have worked from brand Coca-Cola to our flavors brands, Fanta and Sprite, to Schweppes, to Five Alive and Eva Water, and I've been able to manage all of those brands, know those brands personally, and know how to use those brands to then drive the value that the company seeks to drive. So I'm very comfortable with where I am right now and the job ahead to be done.
Well, that's impressive and track record, I must say. But I would like to know what your vision is for Coca-Cola as a company, especially with your new position.
Yeah, I mean, the company has a vision already, globally. The Coca-Cola company's vision is to refresh the world and make a difference. And so that vision is the same vision that you would have in Nigeria. It's defining what that means for us. It means we have loved brands. We do it sustainably for a better future. And so if you bring that down to Nigeria, it's first of all about loved brands. We look at our brands. Our brands are some of the most loved brands that you have out there, from Coca-Cola to Fanta to Sprite to Five Alive. And so it's really about building the love that consumers have for those brands, doing it sustainably and making sure that we build the business sustainably and think about the future as well. So think about the things that are going to affect us in the future and make sure that our brands play a role in making sure that those things are right. So essentially, it's that same vision that you bring to bear. And then in making that happen, it's about people. So building capability of the team, making sure that the team is fired up to deliver the work that's required is critical. And then we have the pillars that we know work in Nigeria. We know that affordability is critical. We know that making the product available is very important. We know that building the brand, segmenting consumers, communicating with the right consumers, and making sure we find the sweet spot with consumers such that when they want to make a choice, they choose our brands over and over again. So we know what works. The company has a vision, and the idea is to take those two things together and then find success in all of that.
Okay, what would be your business philosophy, and how would you use that to articulate the core values and vision of Coca-Cola Nigeria?
The company has a philosophy already. Like I had said earlier, so for us, it's really making sure that we look at the Nigerian market and look at how we use our local knowledge of the market to bring that philosophy to life in market. So like I said earlier, refreshing the world and making a difference. And then the pillars that I talked about earlier as well help us. So the business philosophy.
Your business philosophy.
Okay.
Yes, that's the question. What's your business philosophy, and how would you use it to articulate the vision of Coca-Cola Nigeria?
Yeah, so I mean, for me, first of all, simplicity is key. So we have to simplify. We work with global brands, and the idea is not to reinvent the wheel on those brands. It's to take what exists about those brands. People know Coca-Cola already, so awareness is not a challenge. Okay. So we take those global brands, we bring them in, and then we simplify as much as possible as we execute. We know where the future is going. You know how smartphone penetration, mobile phone penetration in Nigeria is critical for us, and therefore things like making sure that our brands are first on digital, things like making sure that we drive conversion along the journey, not just awareness, but we make sure that people actually buy the products. Those are critical elements of making sure that we are available and people are able to buy us everywhere that they are.
Okay. I understand that at some point in your experience, your work experience, you were the global steel beverage manager in Atlanta. Yep. How would you, describe that experience, and how will it position you in your new role?
It's a great experience, being able to work with colleagues across 150 different markets, learning from those colleagues how those markets are different, looking at the differences in the experiences that I had before that, and then gaining new experiences from working in there is a great experience. Working with global agencies on building, brand vision and architecture for a global brand is a great experience for anyone to have, because then you take all of those inputs and then bring all of them together to create an output that's acceptable by all of those markets. So in the time that I spent there, there's a lot to learn. There's also a lot of positives about Nigeria. You see that when you go elsewhere, because every country is unique and every market has its own challenges, some of them bigger challenges than we would see here. But I think it's really the benefit of, it's just like when you travel, you go somewhere, you see something new, you have new experiences. I believe strategy is about connecting dots. Okay. The more dots you have to connect, the better you're able to inform strategy. So you take those dots that I've been able to get from those experiences and then connect them, like I said, to make sure that I'm developing the best strategy possible.
So how do you see the Nigerian FMCG industry at the moment?
Nigerian FMCG industry, just like every other industry in Nigeria, there are tailwinds and there are headwinds. The tailwinds in Nigeria for FMCG, population growth is 2.6%. That's a lot of new people in the economy every year. Mm-hmm. And so you also have a youthful population. The median age in Nigeria is 18. So if you look at it from that perspective and you look at the lifetime value of the consumer, then what you will find in Nigeria is that you would spend a longer time with each individual consumer than you will in a lot of developed countries that have a higher median age. So that we have going good for us in Nigeria. There are, like I said earlier, headwinds. Inflation is at 18%, mm-hmm. Food inflation is at 22%. That's not good for business, especially in a country where income is not rising. So, the consumer's income is at a ceiling, and then prices go up, inflation rises up, they have less to spend, they buy less of the product. So the challenge that FMCG companies are facing now is really margin pressure, because you can't take a price increase ahead of inflation. And so what that means is that the consumers have less money, the companies sell less of their product. So, like I said, the opportunity for us is to look for how you ride the tailwinds and avoid the headwinds. And my boss says that, the challenges are not an excuse. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the philosophy that we take into doing the work. So FMCG industry is challenged, but a lot of the companies that you have operating in this space are also very resilient companies. They have experience in Nigeria. So I'm sure that just like every other period in time, FMCG companies will continue to look for ways to make sure that they remain profitable within the market. Okay,
and I believe Coca-Cola Nigeria is equally resilient as well.
Very.
So that brings me to the next question. How would you assess the marketing rating of your brand in the marketplace?
We are very comfortable, very excited about it. Our brands are #1. If you look at the FMCG, if you look at the non-alcoholic ready-to-drink space, we are #1 in the categories that we play in, and the idea is to keep it that way. We do know that there's competition, of course. In a growing market like Nigeria, it's always a target for people who want to, gain value. And so competition is good. We welcome competition. Competition drives innovation. So if you look at our space, there's been a lot of innovation in new flavors to reach new consumers. Competition keeps the market leader on their toes, helps to cut waste. So you are very focused on what it is that you're doing. So just like in every other industry, competition is good, and we welcome the competition. For us, it's really about sticking to our strategy and staying ahead of competition every step of the way.
Okay, you mentioned competition. I would have asked you the challenges that comes with the growth of competition as well as new arrivals, and you've responded to that. Now, what do you think is the cola wars? When do you think it will abate? And how will this war be won or lost?
For Coca-Cola, I mean, every cola that exists in the world exists because of Coca-Cola, because it's the pioneer. And so that's the position that we take, if you look at it from that perspective. So what that means for us is really, we have a lot of experience in a lot of markets, and players in the market need to then depend on what the real consumer insight is that are going to drive or unlock growth in the future. And so whoever gets to that insight first, whoever is able to execute, in Nigeria, execution is critical. Every bottle in every outlet that you're able to put in there. So we know the market. This year will make it 70 years that Coca-Cola has been in Nigeria. So we are very comfortable with our position. We have led for 70 years and continue to lead. And so, competition, like I said earlier, will always come. Sometimes competition comes, sometimes the same competition goes. And so for us, it's really, like you said earlier, the resilience of our brands, the strength of our sales force. We have we have the strongest sales force in the country, I would say, in the Nigerian bottling company. They're warriors, and they go out there and fight bottle by bottle, space by space. So we are very comfortable that with the mix of the kind of brand that we have, and with the mix of the kind of sales force and the kind of marketing that we have, that we will continue to lead in that space.
Okay. From your profile, you've had experience working with brands that cut across Nigeria and other parts of the world. How would you compare Africa market, vis-a-vis international market?
The markets are different, and so even when you say international markets, the markets in the US is very different from Mexico, that's next door, different from Canada, that's also next door to the US. And I think it's the same thing with Africa. But if you look at Africa as a whole, I think the biggest challenge will then be disposable income. And so what that means is that per capita consumption in a lot of the markets is lower than you will find in other markets where there is a lot more disposable income. So that's the big commonality that we have. There are also challenges that we have, like infrastructure. There are challenges we have, like inflation. There are challenges with insecurity that are more pronounced in Africa as well. So I think as a whole, for companies who work in any market, you just need to then be able to double click and say, what is different in this market and how do I unlock growth in this market? Because there's always an opportunity in there. But, you know, markets are diverse, people are different. There are markets in Asia that have an aging population, and that's the challenge that they have there. So there they're looking for drinks that they can serve to older people. Okay, there are markets that are very focused on functional benefits. So in that case, they're more about what do I put in the product that's going to make people, you know, maybe give them a better vision with their eyes and all of that. And there are markets like ours where, you know, affordability is extremely important. You want to make sure that you provide products for people at a price that's affordable. So different markets, even within Africa, there are peculiarities that also exist, you know, with all of the different markets in there. So each market is diverse and unique in its own way.
Marketing Edge on TV, promoting the brand ideal.
Well, that's a wrap on Marketing Edge on TV. Do well to join us again for another exciting and interesting time on the program next week, same time. I'm Ogali Mafru. Bye for now.
By technology, innovation and competence, the Corporate Affairs Commission has taken the business environment to the next level. Now, do you know that the CAC has deployed an end-to-end electronic registration solution that allows accredited customers and the general public to initiate and complete registration and then post-registration applications electronically and generate outputs remotely from the comfort of your homes and offices. You're also aware that the CAC has unveiled an electronic certificate that comes with a quick response, QR code, amongst other features. Do you also know that electronic signature is now allowed on the CAC portal? For these and many more innovations, join us every Wednesday at 3:30 p.m. on TVC News. Keep a date with us.
Genuine business people desirous of success in today's environment ignore the taxman only at their own peril.
Under the oversight of this board, the FIRS will continue its transformation into a premier revenue collecting agency.
For up-to-date and accurate information on your obligations, duties and rights under the various tax laws in Nigeria, watch Tax Matters on TVC News Thursday 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Bandits killed 4, abducted over 60 persons in 3 communities in Zamfara. Donald Trump hails President Buhari over Twitter ban, wants more countries to do so for Facebook. Outside Nigeria, U.S. authorities probe leak claiming to show that the super rich pay almost no income tax.
And in sports, English Premier League side